Welcome back to my book reviews. My name is Michelle and I give 5-star book reviews. So, in order for me to review a book, it has to be worthy of 5 stars. And today I'm so excited because I am talking about this book right here, A Star is Born by Lorna Luft. And for all of you who don't know who Lorna Luft is, I don't know how you wouldn't. But okay, you don't know who she is. She is Judy Garland's middle child, second daughter after Liza. Okay, so Liza was her oldest, and then I think there's 6 years, and then Lorna, and then like 2 years, and her youngest son Joey. I have been a huge fan of Lorna Luft for so many years. Lorna, we could talk. This book was amazing. It was everything I wanted in a book. And the timing is perfect, okay, because of the new Star is Born movie, but we will get to that. First, I want to tell you why you need to buy this book, because you should, even before you go see it, I think you should buy this book. She tells such amazing stories about the making of not only Judy Garland's, okay, in 54, but she goes back and she talks about the first movie and then Judy's movie and then Barbara's movie and even the current movie. And you are going to love her stories. And it's her story and it's Judy's story. And I've been a huge fan of Judy Garland. So it was tons of fun for me to read. And you know what? They're short stories. It's not a long book, but the pictures are worth the price of the book. Okay? Go get the book. Even I bought the Kindle and the pictures are amazing on the Kindle. Okay? Sometimes you get a Kindle book and the pictures aren't that good, but that's not true with this book. This book has amazing, amazing pictures, never before seen pictures, okay? So, saying that and trying to convince you to buy the book, I'm going to go through these movies because what I did was I read the book, and then I watched all 4 of the movies, having seen the Bradley Cooper Lady Gaga one last night. So I'm going to just give you what my favorite thing about each one of these movies was. And then, so read the book and then start in 1937. And you can get all of these on Amazon Prime, okay? The first one in 1937, it is free. If you have Prime, it's free. So there's no reason not to watch it. This one is not a musical. Okay, Janet Gaynor, Frederick March. It is really cool. I love older movies, okay, but the story, to see that this was the first one, okay, the story is so interesting to watch. And my favorite part of this book was the ending. Movie. My favorite part of the first movie was the ending. To me, it had the best ending. Okay, and which is saying a lot because the others are pretty good too. But anyway, that was my favorite part of that one. Let's see, it won an Oscar for Best Writing. It did not win an Oscar for Janet or Frederick. On to 1954, we've got Judy Garland and we've got James Mason. Okay, now when because you're reading, you already know so much because you've already read Lorna's book, right? So you're watching this movie with fresh eyes, like, wow, I had no idea. Now this is not free on Prime, but I think it's $2.99. So who cares? It's well worth it. Okay, it is the longest one, and yet it was the one that had the most cut. So, which Lorna goes way into. I'm not even going to go into that. But my favorite part about this is Judy Garland's performance. You are going to be just blown away by her performance, okay? If you've never seen her perform, you've got to watch this movie, okay? She's up against Barbara and Lady Gaga, and I still think she gave the best performance. There's more of her. There's more of her singing. There's her dancing, which I had no idea what an amazing dancer she is. So it just, to see her performing, well worth that $2.99. So anyway, let me see. She did not get any Oscars. And let me tell you the story behind that, because I knew this story before I read Lorna's book. She was pregnant with Joey, and she goes into labor the day before the Oscars. She gives birth by C-section to her youngest child, her only boy, and everybody thinks she's going to win. Okay, it's like they think it's a lock-in that Judy's got this Oscar. So all these cameras come into her room. Their out press is outside. She can hear it. I mean, helicopters are going overhead. They announce the winner while all this is going on, and it's Grace Kelly for Country Girl. And then they all just leave her, and they're actually pissed at her. Like, they go to all this trouble to be in this hospital room, and then they leave her and they're all pissed. But, the story goes that she said Joey was well worth any Oscar. So I think that's kind of cool too. But anyway, so that's a cool story about that. And so I don't know that movie won anything. She did win a Golden Globe though, and so did he. So, I mean, it's something. And I saw the pictures for that in the book. So you got to go get the book. 1976, moving on, because this video is getting long already. Barbra Streisand, Kris Kristofferson. Be Still My Heart. Okay. First of all, I grew up with this movie. My mom was a huge Barbra fan. And the soundtrack to this, I know every word to this album because it played nonstop in my house. So to watch the movie, like, I don't even think I've ever seen the whole movie before. So to watch it, I mean, it was so emotional for me because I knew how much my mom loved it. And I think that Barbra and Kris Kristofferson are the best couple, the best chemistry. I think that's my opinion. I loved how she was with him, and I loved how he was with her. I loved him, and even though his singing wasn't the best, it was like them as a couple I really bought into. So, and you know what? She didn't win an Oscar either. She wasn't even nominated for an Oscar, and neither was he. But she wrote the song Evergreen with, what's the name of that guy? I didn't even write it down. Paul Simon? Something like that. Paul Simon. I don't know. You can correct me below because I think I'm wrong. That little guy in the 70s that wrote all those hits? He wrote that song with her. And so that song for original song got an Oscar. And who doesn't love that song? It's amazing. Last but not least, last night I went to go see this right here, Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper, and I was prepared. I was like, okay, because after watching Barbra and Kris, I was like, okay, this is going to be very emotional. Well, it wasn't as emotional. Not for me anyway. I did love them. I thought that Lady Gaga was amazing. And I thought he was amazing. His voice he's my favorite male performer, okay, out of all of them. He's my favorite male performer. And, but the chemistry was there, but it wasn't as emotional as Barbra and Kris. And there's different things, you can't say like I'm not going to give away the ending because everybody knows how it ends and they don't switch that much up. But, to make it more current, I thought some of the storyline, I was like, I don't know how current we need to make this. I don't know how much we need to redo it. So I'm kind of one of those that thinks that it was kind of perfect and didn't need that much to redo. I was really upset that they changed her name all the way through. She's Esther until Lady Gaga, and they made her Allie. Why? Who made that decision? I want to be in the room when they are deciding that Lady Gaga is not Esther. Okay? Because that absolutely makes no sense. She needed to be Esther. This character is Esther. All right? But that's my 2 cents. But all in all, I thought he had the best performance. And of course, the last song that Lady Gaga sings is really, really good. It's almost like you're waiting the whole movie for her to just belt out a song because you know her voice, and it isn't till that last song that you really get her. And so I did love the ending, and I teared up at the end, but not the kind of crying that I did for Barbra and Kris. Not that kind of bawling at all. Just tear, just a little tear. So anyway, go get this book. Hurry, because you have a lot of work to do. And I'm kind of happy I'm done. I've had a very emotional week with this, and thank you so much, Lorna. Lorna, I love you. Okay, thank you so much for writing this book. It is timely, it is forever. Everyone can read this forever. You've done everybody a huge service in writing this. So, thank you, and thank you for watching, everyone.